Look at me and tell me what you see. I look at you and tell you what I feel. Look at me and tell me what you see. I look at you and tell you what.
What's up, everybody? Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming, and it's been a while since I've talked about Dragon Ball related content for the games. You know, I thought the DLC for Kakarot would be finished, and apparently I was wrong. There's going to be another DLC season coming in 2023. But when Dragon Ball Super Hero came out, everybody knew that Xenoverse 2 was going to get content based around it. And this game has been going strong for 6 years, constant support. And, you know, that's a testament to not only how good the game is, but how thriving the community is. You know, they've added so much to this game that it's initially more, because a lot of people say, oh, it's just when it first came out, they're like, oh, it's just a overblown expansion to Xenoverse 1. But as time has passed on, that has actually not been the case and has clearly been defunct, basically. Xenoverse 2 has introduced us to what is now, they will be part 1 of 2, so there will be basically a part 2 to this review, but not until the second DLC comes out. This DLC is called the Heroes Pack Part 1 and Part 2. And they're centered around Dragon Ball Super Hero. And if you know what Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 does, whenever a film comes out or something related to Dragon Ball content, they create not only the characters to come over from the films or the show, but they also now there's no story missions based around this expansion. It's straight multiplayer related content, which at this point, the campaign is already overbloated with all the expansions combined, so you have a pretty hefty DLC. Because I want to just add a side note, for $10 you get the DLC campaign of Xenoverse 1, so you get Xenoverse 1, 2, and all its DLC expansions. But what they do add here is, so far you get 3 characters in Pack 1. Pack 2 already teases Orange Piccolo, so I guarantee Beast Gohan and probably Cell Max as a raid boss will come. That is all depends. But we do get Dragon Ball Super Hero Ultimate version of Gohan, and we get Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. And out of all the characters, they do play very different from their in-game current counterparts. Because a lot of people say, oh, this is just Ultimate Gohan with the Piccolo Demon Gi. Which, yes and no. This Gohan, in this game at least, along with the Gammas, like the Gammas have their own unique fighting style, which makes them really cool. They're unique androids. But the thing about Gohan is all the little quips and quirks that he did in the film, like taking the glasses off Superman style to go ultimate, which it's his fighting style in this character. His fighting style is very different. He is very physical. He's not a blasting type of character like he is in his other variations, like Future Gohan, Kid Gohan, Teen Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, the 7-year time skip Gohan. Any of the Gohans in this game have a very similar moveset, just with maybe 1 or 2 new moves, but all their moves are just put in different positions of the button prompts. But this Gohan has physical attacks that really do a lot of damage, and he's very quick, especially when you go into the ultimate state. He's one of my favorite characters so far in this pack, so I can't wait to see what his Beast variation will play like. Now, as for Gamma 1, the Gammas, they play very similar, but they are very different. Gamma 1 is more of a serious fighter, and what I do like is that they use their weapons. Their guns are the equivalent of Ki Blast attacks, and they have super attacks and ultimate attacks based around what you see in the film. If you've seen the film, then you will recognize the attacks that the Gammas can do. Now, if I was to just classify where Gamma 1 is, Gamma 1 can be utilized in both up-close combat and mid-range combat. He's not really an ultra-far range combat character, and that's the same thing with Gamma 2, but their attacks pack a punch, especially in the field. When you play them in parallel quests versus matches, they're pretty good without feeling overpowered. They're at least, I would say, if you use Goku, like Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta in this game, they're both equivalent to that. That's how the Gammas are. Now, Gamma 2, he's a lot more speedy than Gamma 1. Gamma 2 moves a lot faster. He also has his own variation of selected attacks and the gun. But what I do like from Gamma 2 is that they incorporated the little gimmicks from the film, where you do your ultimate and you see these comic book styles, blam, doka, kablam, and all that. I like that that is done, and they cross over those moves from the film very faithfully. I would love to see how these guys play against a raid boss, but currently Gamma 1 is the current world raid boss, so I wonder if Gamma 2 will also be a raid boss. What would be unique, and they should have taken advantage of having Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 being both the raid bosses at the same time, like a tag team raid boss, because there's at least 6 to 7 people in a raid already, and you get 5, I think it's 5, no, it's 4 very high tier difficult not raids, but parallel quests. I was streaming these parallel quests on Twitch with the Mad Reviewer Kiyoma, and these are very challenging, but you do get the attacks from the Gammas. Gohan's attacks, they really don't give you that just yet. You do get Potential Unleashed, a different version of it, which I have equipped it to my character, which also prevents the whole loss of ki. But what I must say is that these characters, out of all the DLC, because every time we get a DLC pack or extended characters, anything like that, they do fight unique enough, but they also do feel similar to some base game counterparts. Like, you would think all the androids play alike. You would think some of the Saiyans or the different variations of Gohan would play alike. This is the one where, no, these 3 characters feel very different. And it has me looking forward to how Orange Piccolo, which I'll probably just call him Super God Namekian Piccolo. It's a better name for him. But him and Beast Gohan, and I wonder how Beast Gohan is going to play. I guarantee he's going to have that ultimate special beam cannon, or I forgot the Japanese name. The Makampo Sanpo, I think that's how I say it right, the Makampo Sanpo, that version of the special beam cannon as an available ultimate attack, but we can only assume unless Pack 2 comes. But if they're going to show Orange Piccolo, I guarantee Beast Gohan is going to be available. Now, it's debated whether Cell Max will be a raid boss, and I think he could be if you just have him as a giant character raid boss, because we've had giant character raid bosses like Grade 8 Baby, Super Namekian Slug. You know, we've had different giant boss-like enemies, and I think Cell Max would be a good raid boss villain for his size. He does all his unique attacks from the movie, like throwing that big green energy ball, you would have to deflect it back, or him shooting those laser beams all out of his body. It would really be cool, and it would really fit. The only thing I wish Xenoverse 2 would add is just more creative options for the different characters. I'm pretty sure I gotta wait till Xenoverse 3 before I can actually make my own version of a male Kid Buu or male Skinny Buu, because the Buu problem in this game, I'm just gonna put a sign out, still hasn't been fixed. I can only create a female or a fat male Buu. Come on. Alright, everybody. That's basically all I gotta say about this. This first DLC pack, pretty worth it. Keep a lookout for part 2. Be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, and I'll see you later.